Okay, hello and good morning. We're continuing our work on adding and subtracting rational expressions. Let's take a look here. Well, you know in arithmetic, you must have the same denominator when you add or subtract. So if you look at number one, the denominators are the same. So here, you're going to get, since the denominators are the same, you're going to get 9 plus 5 is 14 over 7, which equals 2. This one, the denominators are the same, so you're going to get 6y, when you add these two up, over 3x. And you can reduce this. 3 goes into 6 two times, so it should be 2y over x. Okay, make sure you reduce. Now right here and below, the denominators are not the same. So here you're going to take the 3 and put it over here. You're going to take the 2 and put it over there. So what you're going to get is 3 over 6 plus 4 over 6. Now your denominators are the same, and you're going to get 7 over 6, which is an improper fraction, and you can leave it like that as long as it's reduced. Or you can say 6 goes into 7 one time with 1 left over. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 6. Here, your denominators are not the same, so you're going to work it the same way as this. You're going to take the y, put the y over here, and you're going to take the x, and put the x over here. Make sure you check your answers today. You're going to distribute, so you're going to get xy plus y over xy, right here. Y times 1 is y. And then here you're going to get x times y is xy, and then x times 1 is plus x, all over your least common denominator, which is xy. Now that your denominators are the same, you can add the numerators. So 1 plus 1 gives you 2xy, and then you're going to get plus x, and then plus y, all over your least common denominator of that. Now you cannot reduce the y, you cannot reduce the x. If you could factor out an x, then you could reduce it, if they all had an x. But this is your answer. This one right here, this is already factored, and so is this. So you're going to take an x minus 3 right here on the top and the bottom, and then you're going to take the x plus 2 over here. Now here you got to do, let's distribute this first. So you're going to get 2x squared, and then that's going to be minus 6x, and then it's going to be plus, and then you got to do FOIL here. Okay, so plus something, and everything's going to be over your least common denominator, which is x plus 2 and x minus 3. So let's do FOIL. X times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, and then 1 times x is 1x, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Now that your denominators are the same, you can add like terms. So 2x squared plus 1 gives you 3x squared. A negative or a positive 2x plus 1 more makes 3x. A negative 6x plus 3x is going to be a negative 3x. And then here you're going to get plus 2 all over your least common denominator of this. Now, let me just say that if you were able to factor this, I'm not sure you can. You're supposed to try. But if you were able to factor it, it's possible that one of these could reduce. We're going to leave the answer like that for now. Here's your assignment for today. All of this right here, they all have the same denominator. These do not have the same denominator, so these are going to be harder, and I do want you to especially concentrate on these. So go through these kind of quickly and then get to the harder ones. All right, have a good morning. Let's turn our attention now to geometry. All right, so on geometry, you had to memorize so, ka, toa. Those are the trig functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, you're going to stand here. So this one is the opposite. This one is the hypotenuse. And we're not doing anything with the adjacent, but you could label it. Okay, so the trig function that has an O and an H, O and H is tangent. No, is sine, O and H. So it's going to be the sine of 10 degrees is equal to, the hypotenuse is on the bottom. So my hypotenuse is 5, and the x is here. So all you're going to do is multiply by 5. So you want to put it just like this in your calculator, okay? So if your calculator shows the word sine on the screen, then you're going to type it in 5 sine 10 equals. If your calculator does not, like I'm going to press the word sine and it doesn't show up, then you got to go backwards. So mine is backwards. So 10 sine and then times 5. I get 0.86. We're going to make it 0.87. Sometimes they like you to go 4 places, so 8, 6, 8, 2. Okay, I'll let you know how I want you to do it. This one, I guess you could go 0.9. So for now, I'm just going to leave it 4 spaces here, okay? That's very small. This side isn't even 1, okay? All right, anyway, let's go on. This one right here is the sine of 25. This one is different. This is the inverse function. So watch. So for number 3, and make sure you know the difference. This one you just press 25 and sine, and you get 0.4226. Okay, 4 places. This one you got to go ahead and draw your line and divide by the word sine. When you divide by the word sine, it becomes the arc sine. So you want to press 0.25, shift, and then sine, and press equals. I get 14.5 for this one. So make sure you know the difference. This one is just using your calculator. This one is the inverse function where you have to divide by the word and it becomes the arc. Okay, one more. This one right here, you're trying to find the angle. Okay, so this is going to be an inverse function. So here, this would be your opposite, this would be your hypotenuse, this would be your adjacent. Okay, so you're looking for something that has an A and an H. An A and an H is cosine. So you want to say the cosine of angle X, and then the H is on the bottom. So my H is 23, so 23 is on the bottom and 20 is on the top. Draw a line, circle the X. You're going to divide by the word cosine and it becomes the arc cosine. So right now, press your calculator, 20 divided by 23, press equals. Make sure you press equals and then hit shift and then cosine. Make sure you can do this. So the answer on your test will be 29.59. Okay? I'm not sure when your test is. It's probably going to be sometime next week, early next week. All right, let's go on. On a new sheet of paper, copy this down. These are the easy ones, okay? So if I'm standing at A, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite would be 4, and the hypotenuse would be 5. So that's easy. That's just 4 over 5, and you're done. The tangent, TOA, is opposite over adjacent. So put your finger on the B. The opposite is 3, and the adjacent is 4. So the answer is 3 over 4. Real simple. I just want to make sure you can do the easy ones, okay? And let me just reiterate. On today's work, if it says the sine of 25, you just use your calculator. If it's the sine of the angle where you're looking for the angle, you have to do the inverse key. All right, so today's work is going to be a worksheet. And that worksheet is going to look like this. Okay, it should be on Canvas, and here it is on video. I can't zoom in, unfortunately, but there it is, okay? And that's all we're doing today. So if you finish this worksheet, then I want you to go ahead and do some other work. Maybe you didn't finish yesterday's work. All right, have a good morning.